Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. Another day, another camping video, and today it's absolutely pouring. I'm under a bit of an enclosure, so hopefully my stuff doesn't get too wet, and hopefully you can hear me over the rain. Anyways, in this one we're talking about Nintendo Switch, Pinball, the TurboGrafx, GTA 6, and more. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on PC with Yuzu. And the mainline build of Yuzu has gotten an update that might be exciting to you if you're into online multiplayer. The new feature from Yuzu is local wireless multiplayer, and that's as if one Nintendo Switch is talking to another one in a local setting. However, you can do this online with a random person. Now, getting started with local wireless multiplayer is simple and straightforward. Open Yuzu, which should automatically update to the latest version for you. Once you are there, go into your configuration menu, go into System, Network, and you should see the feature in there. In Yuzu's public room browser, there should be a whole bunch of rooms and games ready to go for you. Now, if you wanted to create your own room, you do have to become a verified user, and to do that, you've got to register. And if you want to register, I'll leave a link to the registration page in the description below. Feel free to check it out. Now, it's worth pointing out that not every single Switch game supports local wireless multiplayer. I'll leave a link with the games list in the description below so you can check it out to see what works and what doesn't. Ultra Street Fighter 2, Super Smash Bros., Super Mario all work with local wireless multiplayer. Next up, we're talking about N64 emulation on PC with Simple64. Simple64 just got a brand new update. Now, I wouldn't say this is a massive update by any stretch of the imagination, but there have been some fixes and some improvements. If you like to play NHL Breakaway or Mario Story, those games should no longer crash. If a game does freeze, emulation threads should no longer hang in the background. And there are some compatibility improvements for some homebrew games. Simple64 is free, it's open source, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Feel free to check it out. Next up, we're talking about Space Cadet 3D Pinball on Android, because yes, there's an APK for this classic Windows game. Now, we talked about version 2.0 of this one in a previous video where it introduced online scoreboards. And now they've released version 2.1. They've got support for more languages, they've lowered the Android SDK requirements, and they've got some bug fixes. Feel free to pick this one up. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. It's free and, as far as I know, open source. Next up, this is a quick one. Hyperkin has just teased the Retron GX. If you're a fan of the TurboGrafx, this one might be of interest. I have no idea what emulator they're using in this one, but I do have some information. According to Google Lens, which I do have up on my phone here, it's going to have 1080p HD, selectable aspect ratios. It can be played with TurboGrafx and PC Engine cartridges. It supports the original controllers and USB controllers. And interestingly enough, but not surprisingly, they say it's equipped with highly compatible open source software, so that's whatever emulator they're using. They say it can be used as is, but is also easy to customize. Now, truth be told, I'm not the biggest fan of the TurboGrafx. I do like to emulate, and I do like to use modern controllers as opposed to those TurboGrafx controllers. I'm not really a big fan of them. If you like the TurboGrafx, or if you like their controllers, let me know in the comments below. Next up, we're talking about Grand Theft Auto 6, and this is a very bad day for Rockstar. A whole bunch of GTA 6 footage got leaked, and I'm talking a whole bunch. There's like 90 videos worth of footage. And it is early testing build. It's not the final product just yet. I mean, the game is still a few years away. But at the same time, it contains a whole bunch of spoilers. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything for you. If you want to go on ahead and check out the footage, by all means do. There are a ton of videos on YouTube with the footage that has been re-uploaded and re-uploaded and re-uploaded again. I am certain that Rockstar is going to be frantically scrambling to take this footage down, but once it's out on the internet, chances are it's going to stay out on the internet. And again, just remember, this is early test footage. The game is still a couple years away from release, so things might change and things will hopefully improve. If you see something you're not happy with, take it with a grain of salt. Chances are it'll get worked out. However, Rockstar of late has not been very confidence-inspiring, but we'll have to see and we'll have to trust them on this. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a ton today. Let me know your thoughts about anything in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts about the GTA 6 stuff in the comments below. And yes, I'm still camping. Yes, it's pouring rain, and hopefully it wasn't too loud in the microphone with the rain hitting the canopy above me. Mrs. Sujano is still currently sleeping. I got up early to do this video. I've got my coffee right here, and hopefully you enjoy it. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.